Some shocking video from a street in England this morning. Take a look. The driver of the bus coming toward the camera deliberately swerves to hit that bicyclist riding beside him. Minutes earlier, the driver and the cyclist had argued on the street about driving too close to each other. The bus driver now faces 17 months in jail for reckless driving.
Today is the 30th of January. This CAT tram bus has continued to speed past us and then stop. It's bus 4672, and then he just pulls right back out again. Very dangerous, not so cool.
At first glance, it may not seem like a bus and a bike have very much in common, but in fact, they share a lot of things.
Both can reduce the number of cars on our roads and cut fuel usage.
Both are usually in the same space on the roadway.
The right lane.
Both have slower than average speeds than other vehicles on the road.
When buses and bikes are sharing road space, there are a number of things to keep in mind. Bicyclists have the right to ride in the street, even if there are no marked bike lanes. Bicyclists typically position themselves just to the right of faster moving traffic on the roadway.
Buses constantly move in and out of traffic, usually traveling in the right lane and pulling over to the right to make service stops. This means that bicyclists and bus operators share the same space on the road, constantly crossing paths.
Bus operators, don't drive in bike lanes unless you are about to pull into a service stop or preparing to turn.
Always assume that bicyclists could be on your right. Always use your turn signal when getting ready to pull over. Check your mirror. If you see a bicyclist parallel to the bus, slow down and let them get ahead of you before pulling over.
Remember that when car traffic backs up, bicyclists often have a clear path to proceed quite quickly on your right side.
Bicyclists should position themselves in a lane so that they can be seen well by all other traffic and avoid hazards at the roadside. Biking in the gutter area or very close to the curb poses many dangers for a bike rider. There are metal grates to avoid, along with all sorts of debris. And riding next to parked cars puts you at risk of being hit by an opening car door.
If you do see a bicyclist riding close to the curb or next to the parked cars, remember that the bike rider may suddenly swerve into traffic to avoid something.
Bus operators should expect and respect cyclists who position themselves safely on the roadway.
Let's talk a little bit about passing. Whether it's a bus passing a bike or a bike passing a bus, this is a time when extra care is needed.
Bus operators, when passing a bicyclist on the road, maintain steady speed and do not accelerate. Remember that you must allow safe clearance between your bus and a bike. That's a minimum of 3 feet. If traffic allows, leave more space. If there isn't enough room for you to pass, you must slow down, stop, and wait for clearance. If there's about 3 feet of space between the bus and the bike should be visible in the mirrors. Operators, make sure your mirrors are adjusted so you can see the bikes traveling on either side of your bus. Bus operators, if you are about to pass a cyclist, do not assume that they will hear the bus approaching. Remember, the engine is in the rear of the bus. It is likely that they will not hear the bus until it is beside them. This can be very startling. Another reason to leave is safe clearance. Remember the bike rider you have just passed. Customers often request a stop just as the bus passes a cyclist. As you signal and before you move to the right, make sure you know where the bike rider is. Do not move to the right if there is any possibility that they will be positioned between your bus and the curb. The better practice is to keep the bicyclist in front of you unless you are absolutely certain that you can pass safely. Do not stop shortly after passing. Allowing the biker to stay in front of you keeps them visible and in a safe location when you need to make a safe stop.
The most important things for both bike riders and bus operators to understand is how buses turn. Watch how a bus makes a right turn. The bus operator should deploy a right turn signal. In order to avoid having the rear wheels drive over the curb, a bus needs to angle out at least 10 feet before beginning the actual turn.
Bike riders. This can look like the bus is going straight through the intersection. Look for the bus operator's turn signals and never position yourself to the right of a bus at an intersection. Be patient, be sure of the operator's intent. Even if the bus is going straight, it might not merge with traffic. Instead, it could pull over at a far side service stop. You might not realize the bus operator's intention until you get cut off at the curb. So ride defensively and either wait behind the bus or merge with traffic to pass on the left.
Bus operators, assume it is possible cyclists may be approaching on your right. Always signal before turning or pulling over. Look in your mirror and look through the door and side windows. If you see a cyclist between your bus and the curb, slow down or stop. Let them get ahead of you before proceeding. Just as you're about to begin the actual turning maneuver, check again. Communication is the key to safety. A friendly reminder, a turn signal, a wave, or even a smile can prevent a dangerous situation.
Treating each other with courtesy,
Respect,
and patience will help ensure that we all get where we're going safely.
working together to make both bus and bike transportation safe
Is a job we all share.